Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a request makeup tutorial, but also tell you a little true story from my childhood. So I hope this works. And I'm going to do Mickey Mouse. And I'm going to start with my favourite product, which is Stargazer White Foundation. And I'm going to apply this. Just slip back my hair a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of water actually to slip back my hair, just so that we've got the whole face as a canvas to work with. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to apply this liberally, as usual. And the story I'm going to tell you today is from my childhood, and it's about when I was about 8 years old. I didn't have very many friends at all. And through my mother, I was one day in a convent, and I met this woman called Sister Ursula. And so we're just going to apply this liberally. And Sister Ursula and I became quite good friends, and I used to go to the convent once a week to visit her. Okay, I'm just going to blend that in complete. Don't worry about the hairline. So I used to go every week, sometimes on my own, which was a bit much for an 8-year-old to be trotting through town to go to a convent. And I used to go and visit Sister Ursula, and she had a very plain room in the convent, as it's one for nuns. I don't think they're allowed to have lots of things. And there wasn't anything in her room apart from bed, side table, Bible obviously, and a little wooden chest about this big. Anyway, because I was a spoiled little child, when I went to visit her, I asked her if I could have her wooden box, which was one of the only things that was in her room. And one of the next times I went there, she actually gave it to me. Now, the next product I'm going to use is the Hello Kitty Shimmer Gel, because we're going for a cartoon character look. Although, as I say, it can be toned down for every day. We want that sort of shimmery, fresh look. So I'm using quite a lot on my palm there. I'm going to cover the entire white with a shimmer layer. The box also came with a tiny little padlock, so I could keep secret things in there and nobody would be able to find them out. Don't know what a nun was doing with secrets, but never mind. Now we've gone for this, we're going to go for a tiny bit of red eyeliner, just to make the eyes pop. So I'm going to do, again, although I got some complaints from last time that I was applying it really roughly, I'm applying it to the inner bit of the eye. Now this little look here is actually inspired by Sister Ursula in the film Black Narcissus, in which the main character, when she goes a bit mad, has very nice red eyeliner like this. I'm going right under the eye as well, to give it a sort of more wide-eyed look. Okay, now you might think I'm not looking much like Mickey Mouse here, or wondering what the point of my story is, but hopefully this is going to come later. Now I'm going to take a paintbrush, and actually now I'm using, which I don't like using because it isn't a professional makeup, I'm going to be using Snazzaroo, which you can get at all party outfitters. But this is the integral part of the whole look, really, to transform into Mickey Mouse. So I'm going to extend my widow's peak, like this, and I'm going to colour that in black. Now, as you can see, this is starting to look a tiny bit like a nun's wimple, and I guess that's not the wrong word there, but I guess this is why one of the connections that made me think of Sister Ursula when I was asked to do a Mickey Mouse look. So anyway, I had her nice little cabinet at my house, and I used to just keep a pair of dye in it. I'm not sure why. But then when I was at school, I got quite into, having the top, designer brands and labels, as you do. And so I started keeping my receipts for the really expensive items that I bought. And the next thing I'm going to do, still with the paintbrush, is trace around the edge of the jawline. And while I started to feel quite guilty about using Sister Ursula's box, we're going to start disposing it for such monetary uses. And I hadn't actually been to visit her for years, but nevertheless it stood by my bed at all times and filled with the receipts. As you can see, we're just contouring the face with a bit of black here. Don't be afraid to go through hair and onto the ears, because as you see we'll be doing the mouth ears later. This is a look I suppose inspired a bit by Boy George, but also the nuns have it. But remember, we're going for a Mickey Mouse look here, so it's perfect for children's parties or, I guess, you know, themed events. There we go. Just softly down there, and you can fill in a bit more of the chin. It depends if you want to look very slim that day, because I've heard that's what Boy George does to make himself look trim, to fill in the beard. And so if you want to give yourself more of a sharp jaw, I might just go a line like this and then across, so it's more angular. For the next bit, I'm going to use my fingers to apply the black makeup. I think of Sister Ursula quite a lot, and recently I thought, you know, maybe I should go and visit her, or because she obviously had such a big impact on my life. So I went to ask at the convent, which is in Cambridge, where Sister Ursula was, and I found out actually she died over 10 years ago. And it was quite upsetting to hear that somebody who'd sort of affected my life, but I'd ignored, had passed away and I had no idea. So the next thing we're going to do is colour in the ears, because obviously Mickey Mouse has large black ears. If you're not so God-given in the ear department as me, you can put on a prosthetic ear or use a bit of cardboard and attach it to the back of the ear so it fans out like that. Which also, incidentally, will make it easier for you to hear. Just going to do the other ear. And as you know, I love colouring in ears because I think it's like a really underrated area of makeup for the face. I mean, there's products for nearly everything else, but you don't hear or see a lot of ear makeup around. So, as I say, I like the neon pink normally for drawing attention, but I think black works equally well, and obviously is perfect for a look based on Mickey Mouse. And the great thing about this look is you start getting this sort of amazing face shape that is, you know, so we're just going to join that into the jaw area. It's amazing face shape that you don't really achieve in daily life, and I do think that contouring and ear colouring can, so I might actually just bring that round just slightly through the hairline, just a tiny bit of continuity. There we go. I hope you can see that the face is still sparkling. For the last step, we're going to just do a bit of nostril highlighting. Now, this is a really unusual makeup tip, but actually lots of people use it. You can make the nostril a bit larger. Because I didn't want to go for some ridiculous mouse nose. Just going to draw around the nostril. I'm going to do the same on the other side. Then you still have this sort of very human shape. Oh, I've gone a bit big there. There we go. And it's just an extension of the nostril. Now this is the thing that I would actually do on a more daily basis. In fact, I'll probably work it into another tutorial, just the nostril contour. I'm using quite a big brush here, because it's an exaggerated look, but obviously you can go for a much smaller one. And the last thing is I'm just going to top up some white in areas which have relaxed a bit. Obviously the glitter is still there. And so this is my Mickey Mouse look that came with a free story about a boy and a nun. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep the requests coming in because I will do them. Speak to you soon.